The following is brought to you by the Starfleet Podcast Network, SPN, The Spin.
BigJ's Beef!
So, Star Trek related item for topic or discussion. I had one that I thought of when I cooked you that magnificent dinner tonight.
It was lovely.
It was good. Oh, I crushed it on that lasagna.
Great. Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was good. It was very filling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like really worried it was like going to go all over the place though, because you mounded it up over the top of the pan. But
it was starting to get like a little higher than I thought. So let me give you guys this. Here's a recipe, and I saw this on
BigJ's Beef.
It's BigJ's Beef, and I used beef. It had beef in what I made.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Here's the recipe. What I did was I got lasagna noodles. I started cooking those, boiling those in the water. While I was doing that, I browned it was ground beef, Italian sausage, and ground pork with some chopped up onions. So I browned that while I cooked the lasagna. Also took a jar of spaghetti sauce and a thing of spinach that was a little thing of frozen spinach, but I thawed it out, and a container of feta cheese. So I took the container of feta cheese, the spaghetti sauce, and the spinach, put it all in a bowl, started mixing it up, had the meat browning and the pasta cooking at the same time. So when the lasagna noodles were done, took those out and laid them along the bottom of the baking dish. So laid some lasagna on the bottom of the baking dish, and then drained the meat, put the meat on there, and then the mixture that was the spaghetti sauce and feta cheese and spinach, laid that over the meat. Another layer of lasagna noodles, then another jar of spaghetti sauce. So second jar, we only ended up using about half of that second jar, and then mozzarella cheese on the top.
They needed more noodles.
What?
They needed more noodles. That was the only thing. Less meat and more noodles.
No, The meat is where it's at. Less noodles. You got to watch the carbs. So I put it in a baking dish, baked it at 425 for a half hour, and it came out perfect. No, you don't. Would you straighten your comm badge, please?
Oh, well.
You keep hitting it.
No,
keep your arms and your hands away from that.
I didn't touch it. It's just, I don't know what it's doing.
You're too fidgety.
I am fidgety.
Sit still.
I've already sat still. I can't sit still anymore.
So this was awesome dinner, and that made me think of the times in Star Trek when cooking and making food was...
You could just replicate whatever you want?
You could, yes.
That'd be awesome.
Well, not so much the replicating. There have been scenes in Star Trek series like Next Generation. Riker cooked for the senior officers. Cisco did that.
But that was like a festival celebration.
No, it's just making breakfast.
Oh, okay.
So it's been done in each series, really, and also in Strange New Worlds. So I'm glad to see that the cooking, the art of cooking, hadn't been completely lost due to the fact of
some
food
of us
replicators.
just never got that far.
If you had a food replicator, what's the first thing that you would order? And it's got to be something other than chips.
It would definitely be some sort of dessert.
Really, dessert?
Yes, it would totally be dessert with some sort of drink to go along with it.
So like a fudge cake with ice cream and...
Well, maybe not. Yeah, like chocolate mousse cake with ice cream and, like coconut milk.
What about something healthy?
No,
like steak.
I would. Ew. No,
don't
everything
on
is
steak.
Steak
is good. No, I don't. I love steak. It's great.
I don't want meat. No.
Why? That's what's good for you. Okay, so if you're an officer on a ship and the captain invites you, hold on a minute, the captain or whoever it is invites you in for a meal and it's meat. You're telling me that you're just going to turn your nose up at it?
If it was chicken, then I would probably be like, okay with that. That would be fine. But I don't know. I'm really picky about meat.
So if I am your commanding officer and I invite you for a meal, I'm going to make you chicken, steak, meat. You're going to eat it.
No. Why would you make an entire meal of everything meat? That doesn't make any sense.
Not everything. There'd be sides.
No, because I want the vegetables. I want vegetables and fruit. That's what I want.
Well, do you think there's a lot of vegetables
and dessert
in the
there should have been
century?
Yeah, there should have been.
You would replicate fruit
Yes.
and vegetables.
Yes, I would. First thing. That would be my diet.
Replicated fruits and vegetables
with my desserts.
Why
Don't forget my
term
desserts.
like that?
I don't know.
I would replicate some desserts, but if you were serving,
You're already in trouble for desserts.
What am I in trouble for?
Oh, the cake pan that was empty down there.
It was
that you didn't share with anybody.
Whatever. I didn't want to share it. Sometimes I don't want to share my stuff.
That was more than one serving, though.
I wanted my own cake. Can I not have anything?
You could have if you would have split it up into like more than one day.
Can I not? There's always that like I have one little thing just to treat myself.
That wasn't little though.
I'm stress eating.
It wasn't.
You got to see it.
It wasn't the one little thing.
Some.
You got the big thing.
I should have buried the container more into the trash can. How did you even? Well, yeah, because I didn't cover it, but that just figures. The one time you go to throw something away, instead of leaving it sit on a table or counter like you usually do, leaving shit sitting around, you do that. And it's like, oh, now I'm gonna have to hear this the rest of the night, and I have been hearing it. But
I came and there's no sweet treats for me. So that was.
There is a whole thing.
I don't want that.
Kit Kats,
no, that doesn't count.
Hershey's chocolate and Reese cups from Halloween.
Halloween candy does not compete with normal desserts. That's not. They're not equivalent.
What's normal dessert? What's
that would be like something you would go and get at a restaurant for dinner. Like,
why are you so picky? Why? It's candy. It's chocolate, and you ate it. You've had like 4 Kit Kats tonight, 2 Hershey's.
Those were like little itty bitty ones.
Doesn't matter.
So, because I was starving when I first got here, and that was
if you don't like it, don't eat it.
The only thing
you're eating it, complaining about it. Well, then don't touch my candy.
I would have touched your cake if there was any left. That's the problem I'm having with is that you ate the whole cake by yourself. Did not say you had any cake. Didn't say you saved me a little piece. It could have been a little small sliver. And then it would have been okay. But no, you had to eat the whole thing and then throw the thing in the trash so that I saw it. And now I know. So you're in trouble. I'm sorry. You did wrong.
You've got a lot of nerve because you don't like to share.
No, but at least I wouldn't like leave the evidence like fragrantly like out in the open.
That
like
was not. That was a mistake. That was an oversight.
It was a mistake. It was your fault. Yes. See, we know. And you should have left me a little sliver. Like, that would have been okay.
It was mine.
I just wanted the cake. You could have had all the frosting. You could have taken all the frosting off of it and we would have been fine. And then I just had some cake.
Okay.
With some ice cream.
Here we go. I have to share everything now or just hide the evidence?
Yeah, no, just offer what I want first and then, you can take off with the rest. That's how we normally do.
Replicator.
That's like, I know, but that's like normally like you get parts of the whatever because it's like, I'm like, oh, I don't like all the frosting. Here you go. You always get extras.
I like when you give me the extra frosting.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like you could have still had all that frosting if you would have just saved the little sliver of cake. We would have been all good.
Speaking of cake, because I'm going to attempt to redirect this back to Star Trek again, because somehow we always end up getting off topic. And it's because of you.
You started it
so
with your dinner talk.
That was Counselor Troy. She loved what was it? Like double chocolate fudge cake and...
I don't know. We'll have to watch that episode.
Well, it wasn't just one episode. But
oh, well, I'm just saying.
That was your favorite thing. I could see you replicating a big bowl of nothing but chocolate cake and ice cream.
German chocolate cake.
Ew, no.
Yeah. See, why do you gotta be picky?
Cake. I don't like German chocolate cake.
It's so good.
It's
everything with coconut.
No. It depends on how the coconut is prepared. It's a texture thing. If the coconut is...
You drink the coconut milk, so what's wrong with shaved coconut? It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I just got done saying it's texture, and you described two things of different texture. So basically, you're making a point,
just saying that
thinking you're arguing with me.
Steak is the same as everything
No, hold on.
else.
See, this is what you do. You try to change the topic because I'm right.
No, I'm not changing the topic. I'm saying
you're trying to use a different
just
example.
like hamburger, and it's not.
All right.
Texture is totally different. Taste is totally different.
Would you shut up? It's the shaved coconut. I just don't like the taste of that. Now, if it's in a milk or, like a sauce or whatever, it's the shavings of coconut. I don't like it when it's like that.
Why you gotta be picky? See? It's just an inherent.
Who cares? I'm picky.
Okay, well,
I don't have to eat
You just
if I
asked
don't
me
want
why
it.
I was picky, so I'm just asking you the same question. It's kind of an inherent
But
thing. You don't choose what you're going to be picky about.
But I don't eat it and then complain about it. That's different.
No.
You ate it and complain about it. It's like, well, if you don't like it, don't eat it.
I
But
didn't
that's what you're
say that
doing.
I don't like Kit Kats. I love Kit Kats, but had I had the choice between Kit Kats and a cake, I would pick the slice of cake. There are different levels to our desserts, like it's not all equivalent. You don't just go, ooh, look, it's all the same. It's not all the same.
I do feel bad because I have a confession to make. That was mine from start to finish. I just said to myself, I don't want her to see this.
I know. You
And
made it all, and you probably were like,
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
You probably were laughing the whole time you were eating it, like, ha ha ha, she's not getting any.
I wasn't laughing, but I was happy.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
It's just, have you not ever had something that you said, I'm not going to share this? And don't lie, I know the answer
But
to this.
you wouldn't, but
because
you wouldn't
tried
know
to
about
stab me one time for eating something,
that was because
drinking
you were
something off
stealing
your
my
table.
stuff.
It was a sip of Coke.
I don't
and
care.
you looked at the table like you were looking for a weapon.
You were stealing my stuff. So, but that's the thing. Like, I didn't get, like, you wouldn't know if I had something about it, had something that I didn't share with you, because I wouldn't let on about that. You would never know about it. So you wouldn't have any feelings of being excluded or left out.
So I need to buy you a cake now?
Yes. Now we're going to Kroger's to get a cake.
Oh, now we got to go to Kroger's and buy a freaking cake.
And you get to sit and watch me eat it, and you don't get any.
I didn't make you watch me eat it.
Well, I'm just saying, I can't help that you're here. I guess you could go sit outside on the front lawn
Oh.
while I eat.
Guys, don't get married. Don't get a girlfriend. Don't get a fiance. Don't do any of that stuff because you can't have food you like. You can't have something
you could
to
have had
yourself.
that. You could have had that totally to yourself as long as you would have supplemented me with something equivalent. You could have had your whole half chocolate fudge cake as long as I had my own dessert. Then we would have been totally fine, and I would have probably said, "Can I have a bite of yours?" But yeah, I would have been happy had I had my own
dinner.
dessert.
That was the
With
the
a
supplement.
bunch
That
of
was the supplement.
meat.
I made you dinner.
You did make me dinner. It was very good, but it was loaded with meat, and you know that I'm not a meat person. So, had you made me a cake loaded with
I just
cake,
haven't a cake loaded with cake.
if you would have given me a dinner loaded with cake, we would be great.
So in Star Trek, the cooking was being done to bond as a way to for bonding for the officers and whatnot. But are we bonding over food or not really? Are we
Because we bonded because you did a lot of it, and then I came over and I did the top 2 layers to make sure we were still in the pan.
So you participated in
So
the cooking.
I did. You snuck it in there and got me to be domesticated by helping you cook. And I
keep
just
forgetting you have an outside voice. I got to turn
didn't
this
even
down.
know. So,
Well, thanks for helping me cook. You did all right. For someone that doesn't cook, you did fine.
well, I can make lasagna. I just tell you, I don't
Really?
make it very. Yes, you know that. We've had this conversation multiple
We
times.
have?
Yes.
I
just
remember.
don't because we just had this conversation the other day when you talked about thinking about making this.
Was I paying attention?
Yes.
Was I
because
listening?
Yes, because you were participating back and forth in this
Was
conversation.
I making eye contact with you?
You were driving,
So then I was watching the road.
but you were still listening and talking and looking at me every once in a while. And
Maybe that's what you thought.
you literally were talking to me about
I
how you
remember.
were. Yeah.
I remember
But-
us talking about lasagna.
But I told you, I said, I can make lasagna and I can make it pretty good, but it is so much work and it's so much effort that but by the time you're done doing the layering and making all the prep and everything, you're just exhausted. It's not something that you didn't layer properly.
I did layer.
Properly.
Okay, so define layering lasagna properly.
So you layer noodles, then the meat, then the cheese, then the noodles, then the
That is
meat, then the
literally
cheese.
the freaking way that
You didn't have that many layers of noodles.
I couldn't have that many layers. The dish wasn't that deep. What?
Oh, well, I'll show you how when I do it sometime.
It wasn't going to be
I
like
don't know. You're
the
complaining.
side of an ice shelf size of lasagna. It couldn't have that many layers.
Well, I'll show you the proper
guess I
way to do
could've.
it at some point. But, well, you just had so much meat in there. Like,
I probably
literally, you
could've-
had so much meat.
What I should have done was the pasta, some of the meat.
Yeah, we could have had.
I should have split up how I did some of those layers.
We could have. Well, we could have taken
okay.
part of that meat and made a whole second pan. That's the thing. Like, so next time if we make it, we do 2 pans, literally.
Okay.
Because you split it. Like, you might have to have more
Maybe I
noodles
like being
more.
different.
I know you do. You're special.
What do you think lasagna would look like out of a food replicator? Do you think it would be layered
Yeah.
correctly?
Yeah.
How would the computer know how to layer it?
Because it would be going off of all the historical data of all the recipes and the directions that are labeled in there from history. So, yeah.
People layer
'Cause
lasagnas differently.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's like a standard way to do it.
Okay.
There's like a standard protocol.
For anyone here listening or watching, if you're still listening or watching, the cooking show, BigJ's Beef Cooking Show, how do you make your lasagna? How do you layer it? Put a comment in the comment section down below or send me an email. beyondtrekpodcast@gmail.com.
Send him a recipe with the directions for layering.
Please tell me that Nico's layering theory is butkus and that the way BigJ layered it is perfectly fine.
I swear there was like one layer of noodles and then you might have like done the other layers back and forth. And then there was a second layer of noodles and then it was like sauce and cheese.
beyondtrekpodcast@gmail.com and the subject line should be Nico, get off of BigJ's ass. He cooked you nice dinner.
It was great. I'm just saying that when we're talking about
I'm not
traditional lasagna, you said this was not off the kind of like directions kind of recipe. I just threw it together. So
yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about like you asked me and I'm saying, no, you didn't do it standard protocol way correctly. And you had already said that to begin with.
I don't think that there's a set way for some of these things.
Well, that's you thinking again.
Fuck you.
Nobody said just because you were thinking I was correct.
Oh. Just because I was thinking doesn't mean it was correct.
No, that doesn't mean it was right. It's just, yeah.
Why do I sit and do these with you? See, you messed up the chair. You pulled the shirt.
Well,
we're trying to cover the
I'm sorry.
fact the chair was peeling.
Yeah, you're making the arm
I've messed up the whole thing.
Just leave it alone. I'm trying to cover up the armrest too.
I try to do these with you for fun, and I get picked on.
But it was
dogged
good.
out.
I mean, it was good. I wanted more
You had
noodles. And I
seconds.
said that. I did have seconds. And I said I want more noodles the whole time. And then I gave you like the rest of the bowl of all the meat because it was just too much. But yeah,
Maybe
that's
I
what I
planned it
want.
that
I want
way.
noodles. So
Maybe I planned it that way.
I
Noodles
think
are bad for you. Maybe I could have.
meat is bad for you.
No.
Yes, it is.
No,
It's bad
not.
for me. Yes, it is.
For you, but not for not in general.
Who were you cooking for?
You. And I'm going to give the kids some.
Okay, so you just said you cooked the meat for me, but meat is bad for me.
Well, not like you like specifically. Yes, I was cooking. I was going to give you some.
Oh, so you weren't making it for me.
I was going to feed you.
You said you were making it.
I was making it. It could be for anybody. Anyone can eat it.
So you were like going to go stand on the front door and
Here we
hey,
go.
everybody come on
Here it
in.
is.
Here's some free food. Come get your.
And some Kit Kats
All right.
and Hershey's that you don't like.
I got you.
How do I get myself into these?
All I said about Hershey's was that we needed marshmallows and graham crackers so we could have s'mores. I was like, it's lacking with the rest of the stuff.
Why would I have marshmallows and
Why
graham
would you not?
crackers?
You have children.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that.
That's like a staple in the.
What are you doing?
cabinet.
Where are you going?
I'm turning around.
You're not leaving.
I'm turning.
I'm not losing this argument.
You've already lost this argument.
Would you talk into the mic?
I am talking into
That's
the
why we're
mic.
here. You're not supposed to be getting all turned around, being comfortable. This is my show.
Okay, well, I can't sit any longer.
Oh, you can't. So we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to wrap up.
Because you made your point.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm in the doghouse because I didn't give Nico some chocolate cake, and I made the lasagna with too much meat and didn't quite layer it correctly. What the fuck?
Where's the beef?
We are Beyond Trek Podcast. Lower your inhibitions and surrender your years. We will add inspirational and hilarious Trek content to your day. Your attention will adapt to subscribe to us. Resistance is futile.